6 reasons your relationships may be failing. Hi, my name is Dr. Meghana Dikshit. I'm the author of the book You Matter and Brain and Performance Expert. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, quickly do so and hit the bell icon. I'm going to talk today about relationships and why. What are the reasons your relationships may be failing and you're in a pattern like that? Why do you feel like a victim in a relationship all the time? Why are you not taking the onus of your relationship and the success of it? What happens in most people's life when they get into a relationship? Initial period, it's all great because you're very conscious. You're in your conscious mind, which is very aware, which is very, problem solving, which is genius. And you're all out there, you're in a presence. And when you're in present, you are looking at that person as you want to do everything for this person. You want to add every value to this person. You want to go all out to help this person. And you're very genuine. And let me tell you something. Each one of you are like that. There's nobody villain here or nobody a victim. All of us, when we, at the start of the relationship, we are very conscious that we want to bring our best selves into this relationship. And that comes from a very good intent. It doesn't come from a space of, oh, tomorrow, you know what, I want to play and manipulate this person. It doesn't come like that. It's unfortunate that over a period of time, that your brain cannot stay in conscious for a very long time. In 24 hours, it can be conscious only 5%. 95% of your brain is automated. So when you are in a relationship, it's the same thing. When you meet a person, 5% of the times that you meet through the day, you're very conscious. And that's why you start feeling good about yourself. You feel that this relationship and this person has made difference to you, and that's why you're feeling good. The reason you're feeling good is because you're in present. And when you're in present, you always are going to feel good about yourself. It's only when you think about the past or when you think about the future, it brings a lot of worries and a lot of trauma to you, or maybe feeling not good enough. But in relationship, especially in that honeymoon period, you're always very conscious. Now, this is something that is very interesting to understand. What happens after that honeymoon period gets over? Whenever I speak to people, they say, you know what? This person has really started showing the true colors to me now, and that's why the relationship is, breaking down and changing, and this person has changed. Well, nobody changes. That's the truth bomb for you. And if that's the truth bomb for you, type TB in the chat box. TB in the chat box, because nobody changes. They have become more conscious when they are with you. And now that consciousness is gone away and they have gone back to their unconscious, their subconscious, where they are their own self. Whatever they have learned over a period of time in their childhood and while growing up, that's who they are. In fact, they changed when they met you for a period of time. And now they actually have gone back to who they are. Is this a bulb on moment for you? And if this is a bulb on moment for you, type BO in the chat box if it's a bulb on moment for you. Now, understanding this, everybody goes through this. So from this point of view, you need to understand what could be the 6 major reasons that you're not able to keep rekindling that relationship. It's an everyday job. So the first and most important thing is lack of communication. A lot of people have grown up understanding that people should understand me, or the other person should know me well. Why should I tell what I want and what I don't want? Well, nobody is here an astrologer to understand you or a face reader to understand you. Everybody has gone back to their subconscious mind and everybody has their own challenges. Why would they understand you when they don't understand themselves? It's an unrealistic expectation. So rather than expecting other person to understand what you want and what you don't want, why don't you go ahead and speak about what you like and what you don't like? Most of the problems can be solved with communication, a deeper connect and a deeper conversation. That brings us to the second reason of failures in relationship, that is trust issue. When you're not authentic, when you're not really, true to yourself, or when you are hiding from your partner, it's a very big reason that the person might not understand you or might not feel that what you're actually telling or portraying is a real you. See, everybody understands the vibrations. Have you ever seen people faking and you catching them behind their back and saying, hey, you know what? It didn't look authentic. That person must be faking it. So when you fake, when you are not true to yourself and you're not authentic about yourself, your partner will lose trust in you. And trust issues will build more and more gap between you two, and that is going to create huge problems in relationships eventually. The third issue is not addressing the elephant in the room. Most people, when it comes to problems in their relationship, hide it, shove it under the carpet, or think that, you know what, if I don't focus on it, it'll change on its own. No, it doesn't. Like Oprah Winfrey says, why do you want 17 times for the people to tell you that they are not good? It's for the first time itself when they tell you who they are or when they show you who they are. You got to understand who they are. Don't cook up the stories in your head that, you know what, I'll change this person later on. Oh, this is just temporary, it'll pass on. I know this relationship is going to make a difference to this person and that person is going to change. Your premise is wrong. Where you are not addressing the elephant in the room. What are you not looking at? The red flags that may be there in the relationship. What are the past patterns of this person's behavior that you're ignoring because you're in so much love with this person? So taking the responsibility of that pink elephant in the room and addressing it is very important to take care of your relationship. The fourth reason could be incompatibility, genuine incompatibility. And incompatibility could stem from your desires and your goals. That's the first thing that you need to talk in a relationship. What do you want in your future? What are your goals? What are your desires? What's your vision? How do you want to grow in finances? How do you want to grow in this relationship? How do you want to grow together? When you don't talk about the future, most likely you're leaving a huge room for incompatibility. And suddenly then you'll experience that, you know what? After 6 months, after 1 year, after 2 years, you'll realize that this person is, I'm not in compatibility with this person. Because you've not spoken about what are your future goals. So to avoid the disaster, you have to talk it out in the beginning. Now, you know, a lot of people say that then it will take away all the charm of the relationship. What's the point addressing a relationship with all the logic? Well, there's a lot you can discover about each other. But the one thing that you need to discover before you get into a relationship is what are your goals. If your goals do not match, it's higher probability that you will not be compatible with each other. Now, I'm not saying the goals as in everything has to match, but whether the person has a fixed mindset or growth mindset, it's very important. If you meet a person with a fixed mindset and you have a growth mindset, it's a huge disaster you're heading towards. Because then you're going to feel that you are just pulling this relationship on your own because you want to fly high and whereas this person wants to sit in one place. Now you understand? Apples and oranges, huge difference. So that's incompatibility. Have you experienced this before in your relationship? Type apples and oranges in the chat box and let me know. The fifth reason the relationships fail is emotional, verbal, physical abuse. Now you got to be very, very careful about this. If you have any of this, then either you seek help to get over it, both of you. Here you need a proper relationship counselor. You cannot tolerate any sort of an abuse in a relationship because you're setting a wrong example in the first place itself. That's where you raise your voice, that's where you stand up for yourself, and that's where you realize that this is a huge red flag and you want to either both of you work on it or you step out of that relationship. It's very essential. Okay, so do not tolerate in the first place itself, because a person who tolerates on the first go will always be at the receiving end, then coming n number of times the same abuse coming to you. So make sure that you, wherever you are in your relationship right now, whether it's in the beginning or the middle, if you're going through any sort of an abuse, you have to stand up for yourself. Because otherwise, nothing is going to change. It's always going to be like this, and most people keep telling themselves as the time passes, this will be okay. Or sometimes you find yourself in a critical situation where you do not have any other support. that person is an earning member of the family and you are probably taking care of the house, and in that case you do not have anyone to fall back on. Well, in any way you have to seek support and help from somebody in your life. You do not have to tolerate that abuse, or you have to plan and prepare to step out from that relationship. So start planning. Do not succumb to a situation where you are part of this abuse for the rest of your life. Take help, take support, and there's enough support available outside if you seek solutions. The sixth reason the relationship might be failing is you not talking about finances. It's a huge reason. Money is a huge reason relationship fail. So you got to talk about finances. You got to talk about your earnings, income, what's your goal about increasing incomes. At the same time, you got to talk about your expenses. A lot of people don't do that. Like I have seen, couples fighting because husband comes and says that, you know what, it's my hard-earned money. I come back with so much, I pour so much sweat and blood into making the money, and she just goes out and blows it all. Now, your financial decisions, your financial blueprint comes from a lot of your past experiences from your childhood and maybe generational experiences as well. How you believe about the money, what you believe about the money, how do you believe about saving and spending, and how your partner believes about saving and spending and earning is very, very crucial thing that you need to work about. And this is one big reason people might be failing in their relationship. So which are the reasons for you that you have experienced in your past or maybe experiencing right now, and which of these reasons you would like to work on? And if there is any one of you who would like me to help you to overcome that challenge, let me know in the comment section. So I would do an elaborate video on your particular challenge in a relationship and help you to overcome that. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Do share it with at least 10 people, those who will need the insights about relationships, and come back very soon.